Sledge hockey, or sled hockey as it is more commonly referred to in the United States, has been played in this country since the late 1980s and was introduced as a medal sport during the 1994 Lillehammer Games. Like ice hockey, sled hockey is played with 6 players, including the goalie. The rinks and goals are regulation Olympic size, and the games consist of 3 15-minute stop time periods. The participants are seated in specially designed sleds that are often built to the player's individual specifications. Each sled has 2 hockey blades mounted on the bottom of the sled frame, and the frame length of the sled varies based on the size of the participant. There's also a runner on the front of the frame that keeps the front end off the ice and prevents the sled from riding up on top of another sled.
How I got involved in sled hockey? Well, a little bit about myself. I lost my leg in 1992. I was involved in a construction accident. Became part of the Rehabilitation Institute of Chicago, and that's where I found out a lot about different sports, that people with disabilities could play different sports. One sport that I was introduced to was sled hockey, and now I'm part of the RIC Blackhawks. And in 2002, I was one of 9 athletes from the Chicagoland area, but one of 15 athletes to make the national team in 2002. In 2002, we went to Salt Lake City. We went in there rated as the worst team in the world and came out the #1 team in the world. So which was a great feeling to know that I was part of that team and knowing how I could go from being a beginner skater to all of a sudden making the USA team was a great achievement and just unbelievable knowing that I could get to that level. Sled hockey can be played by almost any person with a physical disability. Mainly spinal cord injuries, low or pretty high-end spinal cord injuries. A lot of amputees, double leg amputees, single leg amputees are mainly who can play this sled hockey. Anybody can get into a sled, depending on the disability. What we have is called, as a person with a higher end disability, what we have is called as a pusher, that we can actually put a person into a pusher where we have an able-bodied person push that person around on the ice so that you can still get the person involved in sled hockey and get them out on the ice and everything else. And that's the great thing about sled hockey, where we have the wider blades as we talked about earlier, and then what we have is a pusher that will push that individual around. Protective gear that's used in sled hockey is first of all is a full face helmet, which is very, very important. We're a lot lower to the ground. Highly recommended is elbow pads and shin guards. For the shin guards, because we're coming across where guys do have a habit of picking down, so definitely shin guards are definitely recommended. If you're going to play at a higher level and if you're going to start playing more competitively, I would definitely highly recommend getting a hockey boot, cutting the skate off the bottom, and also getting a good chest gear. Sticks used in sled hockey, we have a right-handed stick and we have a left-handed stick. And there's different high-end sticks. For a starter set, this would be actually one of the starter sets. And we also have a pick on the end of the stick to help us propel ourselves across the ice. And then we can go into the higher-end sticks, which would be the Easton sticks. It would be an Easton blade, and we get a regular hockey shaft, and we cut it down to whatever length we want, and we attach the blade on one end, and we have the picks on the other end. The sled that's used in sled hockey, there's actually various different sleds. This sled right here being a custom-built sled, which the difference between a custom-built sled and a regular sled is the custom sled is going to be shaped to you, where a regular sled will not be. It's mainly anybody can mainly get into the sled, where nobody else will be able to fit into this sled except for me. On this sled we have a runner that's on the front of our sled, which keeps the nose of the sled off the ground, and then mounted to the bottom of the sled we have blades that various blades can go on here, anywhere between 1 foot wide down to 1.5 inches. Each sled is very, very adjustable. What else can I tell you? Then there's various straps that are on all the sleds to keep us in the bucket. The rules vary in sled hockey. Where we have is called cross-checking. That's one thing that we do not have in sled hockey. It's called T-boning. T-boning is when a person's going down the ice, and if a person rams in front on the side, that's called T-boning in sled hockey. Obviously, you never hit from behind. One thing you'll see sometimes is where a person will actually pick, so high sticking or picking. What you'll see, you might hear that call every once in a while, high picking, where a person might come up with a stick and pick the person. Even from that though, icing, all the rest of the rules are the exact same in sled hockey. So one thing that people have to realize, when you mention sled hockey, it's played the exact same way, only there's various different things that are different, meaning that we're in a sled and we're using 2 sticks, but the rules are pretty much the exact same. The first drill I done tonight was a drill that's very, very important in the game. And it was where you start on the end line, you grab your sticks up high. We call it the drop the stick drill, where we grab our sticks up high, and once we shout drop the sticks, we'll go from the top of the sticks to the bottom of the sticks, and then straight back up. That's to work, because when you want to take a shot, you want to go from the top to the bottom, and that's why we do that drill. So it's more for a shooting drill to get the control of getting used to dropping the stick and picking the stick back up again. The second drill I done tonight was control the puck drill, where it's very, very important when you're skating is to always keep the puck out in front. So what we'll do, we'll start on the end line, everybody will have a puck, they'll push the puck ahead, and you'll always keep the puck ahead of you. You never want to have the puck back here, you always want to have the puck where you can see it. So that was the second drill we done tonight. It was more of a puck drill tonight. The third drill we done tonight was a rolling suicide drill, and that was just to go along knowing that you have to come down and stop. We're just really a condition drill. It was really the third drill tonight. What we do, we come and we just get used to turning the sled to the right or to the left. So it's more of a control drill where we go, you start on the end line, hit the blue line, you'll turn right, go to the end line, you turn left. The fourth drill was something basically the same, which is very, very important in sled hockey, that you have to learn how to stop. So what you usually do, you'll start at the end line, skate to the blue line, and you'll do a hockey stop. You go back to the end line, do a hockey stop, go to the red line, hockey stop, and then vice versa all the way until you have the whole drill completely done. So it's, again, more of a conditional drill more so than anything else to learn how to stop your sled. The person in the corner and have the skaters on the other side, and he'll be just mainly passing the puck into the center of the ice, where you'll be able to come down the center of the ice, or you'll come off the end line, come up towards the blue line, and then just come back in and get ready. Just again, it's a shooting drill, more to warm the goalie up, more so than anything else. And that's good for the goalie drill. That's mainly what that drill was, a shooting drill, which is very, very good for a goalie. The figure 8 drill is what we've done tonight. I believe it was the 5th drill, and the reason for the figure 8 drill was to get the guys used to going towards the net. You'd go on the outside, you'd wait till the person comes on the inside, and that will allow us to come back up into the center to get used to getting in front of the net. That was mainly the figure 8 drill. It's more for a control drill to work the guys to getting them used to the figure 8s to get in front of the net. The last drill that we were doing was a 5-on-2 drill, and that's mainly for defense but also for offense, where we'll work the guys just to learn how to cycle, have the defensive people get used to having a lot of people coming in on top, and also to work our defense on the opposite side.